Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to Room 9, the region's largest classroom. I am so happy that you are back here joining me, Mrs. Brewer. And today we're going to go over a third grade math lesson. I am a third grade teacher at Gordon Bush Elementary School in the East St. Louis School District. So we have been talking a lot last week and again this week, boys and girls, about fractions. Okay, so it's kind of been our fraction frenzy kind of weeks we've been having. So if you remember this week so far, we have talked about unit fractions. And what is a unit fraction, boys and girls? You're exactly right. That is how much each piece or each part is worth. You're exactly right. And we also talked about yesterday what fractions of a set. You're exactly right, boys and girls. So we talked about if you had a can of brownies last week, going back to these brownies I never got, right? And if we divide it just that one whole can up into pieces, we talked about the fraction, but we also said it doesn't always have to be just of a whole. We can also consider it a set a whole. So if you remember yesterday, I had just climbed out of the pool from swimming and we were talking about the set of air mattresses we had bought and what fraction of those that were deflated, had no air in them anymore, and what fraction was inflated still, that still had air inside of them. We also looked at some shapes yesterday, right? But what's the one thing I've been stressing since last week? All of these pieces or parts of a set have to be what? You're right, they have to be equal. They just have to be. Because it's not fair if I say you got 1/3 and I got 2/3 and your piece is like this and mine's like this. Okay? So it has to be equal, boys and girls, when we talk about fraction. Okay? So I thought I was going to make it through today without having another fraction emergency, but that didn't happen. So I got some more fraction action for you boys and girls, okay? So now today, I have this number line. And in fact, I have several number lines we're going to take a look at. But right now, we're just going to pay attention to the top one. And boys and girls, I don't even know how to fill out a number line. Can you help me? Okay. What did we say about fractions? Do you remember about the numbers? This is a problem I had that kept me up last week. Right, fractions are numbers. We know that, right? And fractions are numbers that come between what? Right, 0 and, what on this side? 1. Thank you. Okay. So that's what I couldn't remember, boys and girls. All right. So I know fractions are numbers. And we said that they are between 0 and 1, okay, or between whole numbers, okay? So here is my number line now, boys and girls, right? So if I had to find where 1/2 is on my number line, we're just looking at the top one right now, boys and girls, all right? Where do you think 1/2 would be between 0 and 1? Where would I put it? Is that simple? So you're telling me 1/2 would go between, right in the middle, 0 and 1? Who agrees? Give me a thumbs up if you agree. Give me a thumbs down if you disagree. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. Oh, that's because you're right. Okay? Now look on my backside. Do you see this, boys and girls, okay? Right. I still have my 0 and 1, right? And where is 1/2? You're right. 1/2 is right in the middle, dividing it in half. So now let's look at what that actually means. We know what 1/2 is. We talked about 1/2 of brownies, or 1/2 of a sandwich, or 1/2 of a pizza, boys and girls, okay? So we all know what 1/2 is, okay? So let's start with that one because it's kind of an easier one to start with. So when we put fractions on a number line, don't make it serious, it's easy, okay? So if we start here at 0, okay, how many pieces have I now divided this line into? I have 1 piece, 2 pieces. Do you agree I have 2 pieces? You're right, I do have 2 pieces. So if I had to figure out right here, what fraction of the line have I covered so far? Well, here, how many pieces is this? This is just 1 piece, right? This is, and let me highlight that so you can see it maybe just a little bit easier. From here to here, boys and girls, we know that this is 1 piece out of how many? Out of 2. You're exactly right. So what fraction would this be? 1 piece out of 2 would be 1/2. You see how we wrote 1/2 there, boys and girls? 1 piece out of 2. 1/2. 1/2. You're exactly right. Okay? So now let's look at this other one I have. So now I'm going to flip it to the back. You see one side I have the numbers on it for us, and the other side we're going to fill them in. Okay? So let's work with filling the next line in right here. So if remember, I'll even draw a line right here. I'll even do the first one again. 1/2. Remember what this is. Okay? So now we're going to concentrate just on that line below it. And we're going to work our way down, boys and girls, and see if we can do this. And then we're going to flip it over on the other side, and we're going to see if we can fill in some missing numbers. Okay? So right now, we're just going to make it simple. And right now, I'm going to go through all of these. And all of these, I'm going to put 0 and 1. So every one of these number lines we're going to look at are going to be between 0 and 1. Okay? What numbers are they going to be between? You're right, 0 and 1. Okay, good job. Good job so far. All right? So now, let's look at the next line down. How many pieces? I'm trying to put it down here so you don't get confused, boys and girls, okay? How many pieces have we divided this next line into? Can you count for me? We have divided it into what? We've divided it into 1 piece, 2 pieces, 3 pieces. You're exactly right. It's divided into 3 pieces, okay? So now when I look at this, what do you think my first line here, what do you think I should label this one as? Well, how many pieces have I went? So if I go ahead and trace it again, boys and girls, maybe it's a little easier if we trace, okay? So if I color my line again, and I'm just going from here to here. How many pieces have I traced purple? You're right, just 1. So what do you think my numerator here would be? You're right, 1. Okay, so that would be 1. What do you think my denominator is going to be then? We've now colored in 1 piece out of how many? How many pieces in all? Remember, our denominator tells us what in all, right? So how many pieces have we divided this line into? You're right, 3. So right now I have shaded 1/3. Okay, 1/3 is all I've done. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and color just the next section. Okay, so I'm just going to keep coloring. And I'm just going to shade in the other half of that line. That's all I'm doing. I wish I could hold it up and do it, boys and girls. Okay. Now, how much of my line is shaded? I know from here to here was one piece. So from here to here, you're right, is one more piece. What's 1 and 1? Right. 1, 2. So what do you think I'm going to put my 2? Do you think it's going to be the numerator? Put your hands in the air, right? And waving like you just don't care. Do you think it's the denominator? Put your hands down low. Because you think that you know? I don't know. All right. What do you think? Right, your hand should be in the air, right? Because numerators go in the air. Denominators go down there. All right. So now, what number would go down there? What would my denominator be? How many pieces do I have in all? You're right, it's still going to be 3, right? Did we add any more lines? No. Did we cut any more pieces? No. So we know it has to be what? 2 thirds. Right, great job. 2 thirds. All right, and now I'm going to keep coloring, and I'm going to color in one more section. If I colored in 1, colored in 2, now how many did I color? 3, right? Okay. So I'm going to put my 3. And that 3 is going to be out of how many pieces? What would my denominator be? You're right. It would be 3 again. So now, boys and girls, look at my number, my fraction. That is 3 thirds, right? But what do we also see that 3 thirds is equal to? What other number do I see at that line? Oh, I also see 1 whole, right, boys and girls? Do you see that? That 3 thirds hits right where that 1 whole is. So now when you look at that line, would you say the 1 whole line is shaded? Now I'm not talking about this little space. I'm talking about from right here where we started, I'm sorry, down here where we started to right here where we ended. We know it's a number line, and we know numbers don't stop. So that's why we have these arrows on the end of our number line to show that they keep going this way and they keep going that way. Okay? So would we agree that 1 whole line is shaded? Right? And we can also see that 3 out of 3 parts, or 3 thirds, is shaded. So 3 thirds is what we call equivalent. Everybody say equivalent. Great job. And what word do you hear in equivalent that we know? You're right, equal. Okay, that just means they're equal. So 3 thirds is equal to 1 whole. Okay, good job. All right, let's look at the next line. Okay, and this one has the 1. I just erased a little bit. And I'm going to let you count. How many parts is my next line broken into? Okay, boys and girls, I have to give a huge shout out to my good friend, Miss Blakely, because Miss Blakely got us these from my classroom. And I just happened to bring one home for the weekend to share with you boys and girls. Aren't they awesome? I mean, you saw where I draw lines not very well, right? And it's hard to even them out, and to really show it's equal, she got us these. She's amazing. Love it. Love these boards too. I get excited every time I get fun math stuff. Okay, so now let's look at this line again. How many pieces do I have this broken into? You're right, 4. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, right? So let me shade again. This time I'll shade with red. Just kind of break up. I guess I'm feeling purple today too. I don't know. Maybe it's a Von Myers thing. Okay. So now, what fraction of my number line is shaded? We're looking at the third one now. You're exactly right. 1/4. Okay. We know that we've just shaded in one piece, and there are 4 pieces total, boys and girls. So right now, 1/4 of my line is shaded. Okay. Now, what if I draw again to the next one? Now, how much of my line is shaded? Is my denominator going to change here? No, we know it's not. Why? Because I still have how many pieces? I still have 4 pieces, right? Okay, so that didn't change. The only thing that changed now is what? How many is shaded? How many pieces are shaded, right? How many pieces of my line are shaded now? 2. Great job. Woo, woo, woo. We're getting ready to have some fun here in just a little bit. I can feel it. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and shade one more. What do you think would come next? We have 1/4, 2/4. What do you think would come next? It is that simple. 3/4. Give me a high five if you said 3/4. We are doing so well, boys and girls. You really are a smart class. All right. So now let me go ahead and shade one more. Now, what fraction of my line is shaded? We had 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and now, great, 4/4. You're exactly right. And we know that 4/4 is what? You're right. It is equivalent to what? 1/2, right? You see that, boys and girls? Now, what do you notice about 3/3 and 4/4? You see a pattern? Not just that we're going from 3 to 4. Look at the numerator and the denominator in this first one. 3, 3. They're both what? Right, they're both 3s, right? They're both the same. So any time my numerator is the same as my denominator, it will be equivalent to 1/4. Now, it doesn't matter if this is 3, 3/3. It could be 300, 300, 3,000, 3,000, or 3,000,000, 3,000,000. As long as the numerator and the denominator are the same, it equals 1/2. Do you believe me? Let's look down here. Not just with 3/3, look at 4/4. What do we say 4/4 is also equivalent to? You're right, 1/2. Okay? So are my 4s the same? Absolutely. So are these equal? Yeah, they're both the same. Doesn't matter. 4/4, 400, 400, 4 trillion, 4 trillion. As long as you get that at the end, right? That's all that matters, right? Right. Okay? But once we have the numerator and denominator the same, equal, 4 out of 4, we know that's 1, right? And you can even see that picture there, right? Let's not stop here. We got 2 more number lines to fill in. I need to show my good friend, Miss Blakely, that we love math, we love these number lines, and we can rock them. Can we rock them? I feel like we can rock them. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. All right. This time, I'm going to fill one in. Okay. And I'm going to see if you can guess what fraction should go here. Boys and girls, after teaching you about quadrilaterals and being closed shaped, I cannot draw my squares to close. All right. What fraction do you think would go in this box? I heard someone say 3/5. Do we agree with 3/5? This thumb 50 said yes. Because we should. All right, it really is that simple, boys and girls. So I already gave you the denominator. You already should have known how many pieces it was broke into, right? It was broke into 1, 2, 3, right? So this would be what? 3/5, right? We didn't add any extra lines, did we? No. Okay. This would be 3/5. Okay, I'm going to keep going. You ready for me to keep going? All right. So what would my next one be? Here, let me show it to you. Colored it in real quick. So I have 1/5, 2/5. Well, you can't see that one. I try to fit in the box. It's 3/5. What do you think my next one would be? You are so right. 4/5. Okay. And then finally, what fraction would equal 1 whole? You're right, 5/5, right? We know 1 whole would have to be 5/5. Okay. So now we're going to work this next one backwards. Think you can do that? I think you can. Okay, let's try it. Really, the only one I want you to work backward is the 1. On this bottom line, what fraction is equivalent to 1 on this bottom line? How many pieces do I have it broke into first? Okay, let's look. I have it broken into wrong side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So if I have it broken into 6 pieces, what fraction would be 1 whole? You're right, 6/6, right? But if I would shade 6 of the 6 pieces, how many lines did I shade? 1 whole line, right? So this would be 6/6. Okay? All right? Or we know it's equivalent to 1. Now let me point out, boys and girls, I don't want you to think that this is 1 and 6/6. This is either 1 or 6/6. So I'm just going to erase that real quick and just put 6/6 at that line. All right. But if you look up at the line above, I know it hits right at what? Right at 1 whole. It's 6/6. Okay. So then let's fill this in. What would this be then? Here. I can't get my left from right. What would this be right here, boys and girls? Right, 1/6. All right. What would my next line be, do you think? I can pick it up. 1/6, and where would I go? You're right, 2/6. Then where would I go? What do you think would be next? Right, 3/6. And then what? What come after 3/6? 4/6. Anybody agree? And then finally what? Right, 5/6. And these would be our 6. Look at this. We filled this all out, guys. I'm so proud of us. I feel like Dora should come on. No, 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 no. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray, right? We took a number line and we filled it out. Anyway, all right. So, you ready for the quiz? You ready for the quiz? I mean, are you ready for the quiz? Okay. I'm going to black out 2 numbers here real quick. Hopefully you're not able to see them. Okay? And I'm going to see if you can tell me what would go here. Oh, yeah. You're not going to be able to see it. Good. All right. So we're going to see if you got it. So look at the second number line. We're going to start there. Okay? You see that one okay? Why am I? Ooh, there we go. Feel a little easier now? Okay. What number did I block out on my number line? Erase and find out if you were right. So we have it broken into how many pieces? 1, 2, and 3. We have 1/3. What should come next should be, let's erase and see. Did you say 2/3? If you said 2/3, give me your best dance move. Let's see it right now. 3, 2, 1. Hit the move. Hit the move. Woo! Go boys and girls. Go boys and girls. Go boys and girls. Ooh, ooh. All right. Let's try another one. Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna make this one a little harder. All right. Okay. Cover this. You can't see. Don't need no cheater ponitas. I just need some fraction on the number liners. All right. So I have 0. Ooh, this is what we gotta try to find out. 2/4, 3/4. This would be 4/4 or 1. 0 blank. 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. You're right if you said 1/4. If you said 1/4, it's your best dance move again. Go, go, go. Go, boys and girls. All right, let's try another one. Okay. Work our way down here to the 6 already. Ooh. I think I made it too easy for you to see. Okay, you get the ball out. You ready? We got this. We rocking. We rolling. Let's go. On your mark, get set, figure it out. One fifth, 2/5. If you said 3/5, you got it. Woo! Boys and girls, it has been so much fun being here, learning with you, teaching with you, Numberline with you. All right. I will see you back here tomorrow, and we're going to work on our clothesline. Wait, I mean Numberline again. Thank you, boys and girls. Have a good night. Bye.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.